Okay. All right. First episode, doing a new podcast.
We are.
Let's talk about why we're here, who we are, how long we've been friends.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we'll start with why are we here?
Okay. Yeah, I think it first started, we were playing Marvel Rivals, I think like 3.5 weeks ago.
Yep.
And just kind of said it out loud, like, man, like it'd be cool to do a podcast, just, you know, talk about things that are important to us, relevant to people that are around 30, 31 years old, entering that new phase of life. Yeah. Really never thought that much would come of it, but Adrian kind of just took it and ran with it. And he said, "Are you serious?" And I was like,
"Don't play with me."
Yeah, I was like, "I think so." Yeah. So, you know, kind of next steps were gathering some materials, buying a few things, kind of coming up with the concept. The whole midlife crisis idea kind of spawned randomly one day.
Let's talk about that.
Okay.
Like, what does it mean to you?
Yeah.
Like, what is this here for? What are we trying to accomplish with this podcast?
Okay, yeah. So we both have, you know, good careers. We're both now 30, 31 years old. After work, we go home and we either hang out with our dog or our kid mm-hmm. or our wife or whoever. Mm-hmm. And at least for me, I was just kind of tired of going home and just playing video games or just doing the same thing over and over again. So I wanted to put a passion project together in some way. I think you did too.
Yeah. And I think what was cool and interesting about this idea is, I mean, for context, and I've always had the idea in mind too. It wasn't necessarily like this specific theme that we're going to be covering, generally speaking, but like for me, it was more like the idea of doing like a creative podcast or something like that. You know, obviously I'm a creative, but I think what's cool about this is that I'm 31. You are
still 30,
right?
Yeah,
okay, you're gonna be 31 this year.
Yeah.
But like, there's definitely a transition that has happened, and in a variety of ways. It can be mental, emotional, financial, throughout different like avenues of our lives, whether it's career or, you know, you not being able to be as physical as you were when you were in your 20s. Yeah. So, and I think that's a very relatable thing that a lot of guys our age, mainly guys, I mean, women too, but you know, I do think that this podcast is probably going to be more relevant to men, guys like us, who like video games and sports casually, and because we're not like super fans, except this guy on a few. So yeah, I think it'll be the goal, at least for me, is really to just create a space where people can just listen in, feel like they're sitting in the room, you know, catching up with the boys. Yeah. Guys that enjoy golf, or maybe they're a dad too, and like have a kid, like just share stories, like the process, share career moments, you know, how to deal with people at the office, different things like that. And then for you, I think what's cool and what made a lot of sense when you brought up the idea is we've been friends since
met you 6th grade, 7th grade through hoops, but didn't really become friends till 8th grade.
Till 8th grade.
Yeah, I didn't like you at the
How
first.
old are you in 8th grade?
Is
that 12?
13.
12, 13?
I think.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, we've been friends since then, which is a very long time. Mm-hmm. Which I think is really cool, and it's a blessing because a lot of people can't say that they're still friends, best friends, with people that they went to high school with. And I mean, you know, like, I know your family. I've been to your family's house, like your mom and dad, like, you know, even when we were teenagers, so many times. And like, I've always thought of you as someone who's very genuine, likable, just like cool guy, you know, easy to get along with, kind of nerdy in a good way, but so am I.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
You can't tell from like the toys and everything that are on the shelves, but I think what's cool about our dynamic is that we are very different, but we have enough in common to be friends. And obviously, like, the friendship has lasted over years. And the fact that you're a high school teacher and you bring the element and perspective of being able to teach kids who are now, you know, teenagers, and like what they're into on a cultural level. And also just how genuine you are, I guess, with people. And then like for me, I'm like super passionate and creative, and I have like all these ideas, and it's like, so I think we bring a good balance of just like life perspective.
Yeah.
So
and we've gone through those transition periods together. You know, we've gone from high school to going to different colleges to coming back and starting our jobs and careers and starting families.
Exactly.
And it's been nice to see that in you and of course in me. But we are very different. I think that's kind of going to make the podcast work, is that we are not the same person.
Yeah.
At all.
I know.
Yeah, which is kind of cool.
I know.
But we get along, and we'll figure it out.
Which is so funny because people that I've met outside of our friend group are always like, it's so weird that you guys are friends. Like, because you guys aren't necessarily alike.
No.
But let's talk about that. Like, what do you think it is about us that makes us friends?
It's like the yin and the yang.
That's what you think?
Yeah. We obviously have like common, interests, but I think that, I'm kind of, like you said, like more calm, more just kind of laid back, reserved maybe. And you are, let's get to it. I'm very passionate, outspoken, and just, all about going for that next goal, where I'm like, kind of like, we'll figure this out. We'll get there, Yeah. And we'll see how it goes. And thank you for listening or watching. And we're just going to kind of see, what comes of it. Yeah. Have fun. And it's another way for us to see each other, hang out, share, get some stuff off of our minds. It's not, at least for me, in the classroom or you at work.
Yep.
Yeah. So I work with 11th grade, 12th grade kids, which is a blessing, like you said. But sometimes you need to speak to adults about certain things too, I guess.
Yeah.
And we'll see.
Yeah, and I think it'll be a cool space to just share those moments. Like sometimes, like, let's say you're in the shower and you're just like, oh, like, I wish I could talk about this idea with somebody.
Yeah.
And, it's not really something to send over a text.
Yeah.
Or, so that's kind of what this space will be for.
Yeah.
So I think good things will come from it. And most of all, in my mind, I'm just like, let's just make it fun,
Yeah.
And, yeah, it'll be cool. So let me pull this notebook out so I can see what we're going to talk about.
Oh, sorry. You want to pull it up here?
No, I got it. So since this is our first episode, we are still on a trial and error basis. So generally speaking, the podcast is going to cover current events, things going on, pop culture, like so-and-so dropped a new album in music, or like Coachella is going on, such and such artist performed and this happened,
Stagecoach,
like those types of things. Maybe sports, like this team, this game happened, this player had beef with this. Like we'll be covering like those types of things. A lot of times it'll be more of like a casual, just tapping into whatever's going on, and giving ideas and perspective on that, which I think will be relatable. We'll also be covering just like hot takes on different things, different ideas that we have about either things we see on social media, either experiences that we have in person. I don't know. It could be a hot take about something else, something that you've always wanted to get off your chest.
Drivers.
Drivers. We will also, generally speaking, be covering the struggles of getting older and realizing that you're not as young as you used to be, but also still like always feeling young and doing your best to like just remain a kid at heart in a good way. Not in an immature way, but just in a good way.
Sometimes both. But
sometimes both. That's true. That's true. But yeah. So this episode we'll be covering all of those things and maybe a little bit more in between the lines. Yeah. Do you want to add anything else before we get started?
Yeah, I think that I just want to say again, thank you for listening. I hope that I can connect with new people through it. On the internet, I'm not the most social media guy. I hope that I can reconnect with old friends in some way through it and meet some of your friends that I haven't yet to meet. Family, same thing. Thank you for just, supporting and being there always. It'll be something fun for us to do. Yeah.
Yeah. And to add like one last thing before we get into the conversation, I'm actually really looking forward to inviting friends who, we both might find it interesting in whatever their field is that they work in or their expertise. And, so that'll come too. So there'll be some variety in like the episodes, but, we'll save that for later. So
without further ado, let's roll.
Let's get started.
Let's go, big dog.
Let's go, big dog. let's start here. So something that I want to talk about, because I think it's interesting and I think it has a lot to do with the whole theme of the podcast. The LA Marathon happened today. Do you know anyone that ran it?
Daniel did. I think that's only, yeah. Did he do all 26?
Yeah, he did. I sent him a text earlier to say congrats. And I don't know, it just looks really dope. Like the way people are so celebratory and supportive of all the runners. And it's obviously become a very consistent theme.
Yeah.
Like with people our age, like starting to run more, do marathons. Like, what do you think about that? Like, what do you think is the reasoning behind it?
Well, I think now that we're 30, right? I think that we realize we're not immortal and the body's starting to go a little bit and we can't just sit around and play games and drink beer all day.
Yeah.
So that's why I think you're running more.
Yeah.
I think we're doing this Tough Mudder in 2 weeks, which is only 9 miles.
See how that goes.
Yeah. And that includes obstacles. So hopefully we're in shape, ready for that. I haven't been training that much. But yeah, I think people are just ready to try and like find whatever fitness means to them in the 30s. Yeah.
I feel like it's almost like at least speaking for myself, like once I turned 30, aside from like small injuries, like the one that happened 2 weeks ago, I don't know, there's definitely more of a realization of like, damn, I need to move my body, you know, and not take it for granted like I did all throughout my 20s. So.
Besides running, what would you pick up?
I mean, golf, obviously, but
that doesn't count. That's not exercise. And we know you're not walking.
Dude, yeah, I mean, hey, if we walk it though, we'll be burning calories.
Yeah. Would you ever get a push cart? Like a nice one?
If we played more often, I'll for sure. I'll pick it up.
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to walking during golf.
Yeah.
You know,
the carts are fun though.
We're not good, but we're definitely good enough to walk now. And not like, you know, take forever to finish a hole.
Yeah. Isaac says that when he walks, he plays better because you force yourself to not take your bad shots or just go too.
Because if you shank it,
you got to walk to it.
And the people behind you are like, yo, what's up? What's up with this guy? Okay. All right. Yeah, no, I just going back to LA Marathon, I just think it's really cool. Like to see people pushing themselves and trying to like just find challenges. I mean, obviously like even like us doing the Tough Mudder thing, all it is really is like, can I still do this? You know?
Yeah. Well, and then signing up, it forces you to actually train.
Yeah.
I mean, at least for me, when you got us the Tough Mudder tickets, I was like, okay, like I got to at least start prepping. When Tori signed me and her up for the half marathon in Riverside last year, that was 13 miles. And I, you know, maybe ran a few miles to prep for it. By the end of it, I was in pain for 3 weeks. So Daniel and all them run 26. I don't know how much he was training, but
dude, nah, I actually caught up with him like week to week, maybe like the last 3 weeks. And, I think the most he ran in preparation was like 18 miles, something like that. But when I texted him today, I was like, at what point was it the hardest? And he said mile 20 to 26. And, that his like calves were giving out.
You know my buddy Anthony, right?
I think so.
He started his own run club in San Diego.
Okay.
And he calls it the ARC. And it was the Anthony Run Club, like on the down low for a little bit. I think that he was just messing around, but it's the Anybody Run Club now.
Okay.
And I told him, I like
the branding.
And they lift each other up and they just run everywhere down there. And so I asked him, like, can I join if I'm ever down? He said, of course, like, come run. But obviously it's an hour and a half away. So.
Yeah. I've been seeing a lot of those too, like run clubs in general, which is really cool. It's cool because, I mean, you know, social media, we've all social media and the pandemic, we've kind of turned a new leaf in terms of like, and you can also pair this up with getting older. You start going out less. So it's cool to have these different things that you can go hang out with people, meet new people, and also stay active.
Yeah.
Let's talk March Madness.
Okay. Did you ever have like a team growing up, college-wise, that you rooted for?
Through you, I've been more exposed, but even for as long as we've been friends, I've still never really, you know, gotten into it.
Should we have you pick a team right now? Like that's now your new college team?
No.
Why not?
Because I'm gonna pick a bad one or something. I don't even know.
Go through the list.
So just go Purdue, UConn.
I mean UConn is like top dog school. Like that's kind of like picking the front runner a little bit.
Yeah.
In terms of
hey,
Duke same, but yeah, pick like a school and just follow them.
I think what was cool about last year, watching March Madness. It was really like, at least for me, it was like the first time doing it. Didn't watch the men's basketball that much, which was interesting because obviously we grew up playing basketball and we've always been into basketball casually at that. I mean, I guess this kind of transitions to talking about women's sports, but no, like the girls' sports are so much more interesting to watch.
Yeah, yeah, and I think at least last year, right, there was more anticipation for the women's side. This year, I don't know if it's the same. I haven't seen as much women's college basketball, like live or just in general. But I know that Paige Beckers is my girl, and a lot of people tune in for her on UConn. She's now, I think, a 5th-year senior, so this is her last run, maybe 4th year. She'll probably go like top 3 in the draft, maybe top, I don't know. But yeah, SC obviously has Juju, the UCLA girl. I don't know her name, sorry, but she's amazing. So yeah, we'll see.
So my take on that is obviously they're very talented and they're fun to watch, Juju and Paige. But there was so much more noise last year because of Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese and like just the drama. And this is my sidebar hot take on this. I feel like they need that. Like that's what they're missing. Like Paige and Juju,
some animosity,
like, some beef, you know, like some trash talk.
So should they turn into WWE and like just fake it a little bit?
I don't know. I feel like sometimes it's needed, like to make the story better.
Yeah,
you know, because right now, like they're not bad. Like they're good players. Yeah, I would even say that they're more talented than like Angel Reese.
Yeah,
you know,
careful. Yeah.
hot take. But I think they're missing that, like to like really push them to like star level. Everyone, you know, tuning in. Okay, moving on. Let's talk Rolling Loud because I think it was today or yesterday.
I have no idea.
Okay,
well, it was in LA as well.
That's kind of the point of the topic.
For the LA Marathon. Do they run through Rolling Loud?
I have no idea
as they're performing.
I don't know. Why did you see something?
No, but I'm just guessing. That'd be awesome.
That would be cool. Like, what's up?
I'm guessing like the marathon's in the morning, Rolling Loud's at night. I bet you a lot of people do both.
All right, so we're bringing up the Rolling Loud Festival because you and I don't really know any of the performers or what's going on.
We know one.
Except for one.
We know one. Do you want to say
Go ahead, Jeff. Take it up. Take it away.
It's Jello. Jello, what's his last name? Jello Ball. Sorry. Jello Ball. I don't think Jello Ball is his full stage name, though. I think his name is
it's just Jello.
Jello.
What do you think about, I guess, just everything? Like, since the first song came out, him performing, like, the family.
So, I think LeVar, like, lost his leg.
Yeah, he did.
Recently. So first of all, I hope he's doing all right.
Yeah.
He did a great job raising kids, no matter what anybody says. His way. Yeah. He did it his way.
He got a lot of hate.
Yeah. But he did what he did. And he was successful in it.
Yeah. Literally every three, you know, every son that he had is killing it. So
and Jello, I can't hate too much, but he's now a successful, whatever that means, rapper / hip hop artist. You sent me, so I don't know what the first one is called. That was stuck in my head for a solid week.
It's called Tweaker.
Why is it called that? Is it in the song?
Dude, we're getting old, man.
Tweaker as in like a drug addict or like someone who is tweaking in the same as twerking?
No, it's not, Jeff.
Okay. So I thought
it's definitely not.
Okay. So that song was okay. The hook was fine. Liked it.
Okay. So the hook, when it came out, I was like, oh, this is dope. Like it reminds me of like, you know, that 2000s like hip hop type of vibe. I think the verse is just not good.
Okay.
Personally. But,
why?
I mean, but
why
to be fair, like he'll get better, you know, with time. Yeah. Just the way they recorded, like their delivery and everything. Like I think it'll get better with time. It's like what do you expect? You know, obviously, I don't think that he's been doing music as long as he's, you know, him and his family playing ball, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like he needs time to develop. But to that point, like it's a good song for a great hook.
Yeah, for what it is,
and also just great story overall.
Yeah.
You know, as a family, like, you know, you got two brothers in the NBA, one that has a viral song and now is performing at Rolling Loud. I mean, he performed at what was the game leading up to the Super Bowl?
The All-Star game?
Yep. So
I think Alonzo was there and like hyping him up, right?
Yeah.
I think the All-Star game was not the best, but that's for
it was the All-Star game, but it was also an NFL game.
Was it?
Yeah, there was an NFL game before the Super Bowl.
Was he at the Lions game?
I think so.
That's why we lost. I remember this. I put it out of my mind. And yeah, he was at the Lions game.
Jeff is a Lions fan.
Yeah, he performed, I think, at halftime. And then all the Lions like either fell asleep or they left. I don't know. Yeah, it was bad. It was not bad. I'm just a hater. Do you think you'll parent Cairo like LeVar did to his children?
No, probably not the same.
You're not going to push him to be an NBA player or a hip hop artist?
Definitely not. I'll push him to do, whatever he finds happiness in, for sure. But no, I don't think I'll.
So you're not going to make him run hills in the morning over like every Sunday, Saturday?
If he picks up sports and he wants to do that, then yeah. Mm-hmm. But if he's not interested, I'm not going to force him now.
What's, if you could choose for Kai, like go-to sport that you could just see him running with, that you would be all in for every single weekend, travel ball, whatever, what would you choose?
Probably basketball.
Hoops?
Yeah, probably hoops. Just because that's like what we grew up with and what we know. After that, it's golf, baby. Mm-hmm. Golf some more.
Does he like it or no? Does he like any sports yet?
He says he wants to play basketball just because, we have like a little basketball hoop at the house. And then
Cairo is Adrian's son.
Yeah.
He's now turning 4 next month.
He's going to be 4 in June.
Yeah.
He's a Juneteenth baby.
Yeah. So golf or hoops. Okay.
Yeah.
What about something that's just like random off the beaten path, but like more opportunity for like a scholarship, like fencing or something like that? I don't know if you can get scholarships at fencing.
I don't know, like that. I don't even know how I would get him into that. Mm-hmm. Like what? It would be cool if he did something else that like I'm just completely
it kind of came out of nowhere.
Like even soccer I think would be far off enough. I don't know. I have no idea though. I will say though that's a really cool element of being a parent is like right now it's just fresh. I'm starting to see his creativity build and he's obviously getting smarter and he's able to express like more detailed emotion and all this stuff. So it's cool to see the development and it's like imagining what that's going to turn into, the things that he finds that he's good at, all that. So I don't know. We'll see, dude. We'll see.
You are a great parent. I don't see you as a LeVar Ball type parent, but whatever he likes to do.
I guess I got to prove it, dude. We got to get a viral song, Cairo.
Oh, man. Yeah, we'll see. Can I do one more thing on the current events and culture?
All right, let's do it.
The past 2 weeks, I think for me, the biggest, moment, maybe 2.5 weeks was John Cena's heel turn at the Elimination Chamber.
Great one.
So I don't know if you watched, but I wanted to ask you as a non-wrestling fan, like, does John Cena like permeate into the mainstream culture? Like, did it come up for you in your feeds? Did you see it?
Yeah.
Did you see what happened?
Yeah, dude, I saw what happened. I don't know the full story, like the setup and everything.
You don't need
like,
to.
I saw it on my feed, and it's funny because like we were just talking about my son. Like, I don't know where he got this from, but like I've told you this before, but he does this thing where he's like, "Hey, Dad, guess what?" And the first time he did it, it threw me off, and I'm like, "What?" He's like, "John Cena,"
just like that,
just like,
and then he runs away.
Yeah, like,
did that come from Bluey or something?
I don't know. And he's just like, he has this expression like, "Haha, gotcha." It's so funny. So
now he can't say that.
If he knows John Cena, then yeah, it permeates, in my opinion. Like,
so does Cairo know that he's a bad guy now? Cairo doesn't watch wrestling, but
I should tell him though.
Yeah,
he'll probably stop saying, I can't do that.
Show him what he did to Cody Rhodes and be like, yo, you can't root for this guy. You can't say that in my house.
I feel like John Cena is just, The Rock, obviously, too.
Like a little step above, probably.
Yeah, for sure. But there's just characters, and not just wrestling, but like, it could be from TV, movies, music, so on. There's just certain people that just become like this like icon in culture, and I think John Cena is for sure. Like the whole like you can't see me. That's just
everybody knows that.
Everyone knows that. Everyone, people do it or have done it at least at one point in their life, maybe when they're kids. Like, So yeah, and also like even though I'm not a wrestling fan anymore, for sure when I was a kid, my brother and I were watching, WWF.
And he was the top guy for 20 years. So I think he was Jason, my brother's favorite, like growing up. So me and Jason and Lawrence are really excited to go Mania and watch.
Oh, speaking of John Cena though, something that came up on my feed recently that I was like, yo, that's fucking dope. There's like this like montage of all these like raps that he's done.
Like
just,
old ones?
Just old ones, yeah.
And
like where he's like coming on stage and he's like rapping at his opponent or whatever. Dude, fucking dope.
And probably not appropriate for 2025.
Probably not, no.
Some of them. But he was saying a lot back then. But at the time, it was awesome. It still is, but...
Yeah. He's invited. He's invited to the barbecues and the cookouts and all that.
Should we move to segment number 2?
Yeah. All right, let's move on.
Okay.
Let's move on to hot takes.
Okay. My starting
general hot takes. Hot takes on different things. I'll start it off.
Okay.
So I think this was about a week ago. I was scrolling on Threads, which is the Twitter, now formerly Twitter, now X version for Instagram.
So you had to teach me this the other day. Threads is just text, no pictures.
It's just text. It's basically just when Twitter got bought out by Elon and rebranded to X, like Facebook, Instagram. Zuck took the opportunity and was like, yo, I'm going to launch my own.
Is Zuckerberg.
Yeah, Zuck. Yeah,
Okay.
Zuckerberg.
You call him Zuck? You friends?
I think most people call him Zuck, Jeff.
I've never heard
like
that
online.
before. I've never heard that.
Really?
No.
Okay, well, hey, you heard it here first.
Everyone calls him Mark to me, but...
I feel like that's stupid, dude. Okay.
No, okay, keep going. Sorry.
Okay. So I'm scrolling and I just see like this post, like it's like a recommended post, whatever. And it's just this girl, and the post says something like, I hate it when my friends just, it's obvious that they scroll past what I post on social media and don't like what I post. And I had my own thoughts immediately,
Okay,
but I wanted to get your thoughts on it because I think it's stupid. I think it's immature.
100% stupid.
Like, I don't know. I think it's silly. Like, especially, I don't know how old she was, but she didn't look like a teenager. She looked like she was at least like mid-20s, just off like, profile picture or whatever. But regardless, like, it's like multiple aspects to it. Number one, you don't even know if your friends are really seeing it. And like, okay, like let's say you post something on your story and
your friend
you see that they see it or whatever,
yeah.
and they didn't like your post. I just think it's so silly and immature to get upset because they didn't engage with what you posted.
How upset are we talking about?
Like, I don't know, like probably just feeling a certain way, like, oh, they're not my real friends because they didn't like my post. Like, who cares? Maybe your post wasn't good.
No, it wasn't likable enough.
Maybe it wasn't likable enough. Make better shit,
Have you ever scrolled past one of mine?
I probably have.
Wow.
I'm sure you have of mine.
I think I have a lot. I think I see like,
and we're still friends. So
what the hell
it's all
is he
good.
talking about?
Yeah.
Or like some of the stuff that you'll just send me in general. I'm like, delete.
You're like,
delete.
Yeah, no.
No, it's not. It's not funny. It's not. Or I don't get it. Like, I'm not gonna like it. I don't know. At least for me, going back to, is it worth it or not? I don't have enough shits in the day to give to liking everything or seeing everything. Well, plus, I don't know. I just can't do it.
Not just that, but I just feel like to get upset about that, like it obviously comes from a place of insecurity. It's like, oh my God, they don't think I'm interesting.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But it's like, maybe you're not. Work on it,
Yeah, you know that I don't use social media as much maybe as I used to or as the average person, but like if I do post something, like I would love for you guys to see it, just to like kind of see what's going on in my life. If you like it or not, I don't really care, to be honest. But I can see how some people would be like, hey, like you're my homie, like I thought that you would see it and respond in some way. I don't know. It's just, or maybe when you talk about it the next time you see him, I don't know.
Okay. All right. Look, obviously I used to make music and not just music, but it could be anything, right? Any craft that someone works on and puts a lot of time into. Okay. What does that change it for you?
Let me ask, like, when you were making music, there were times where I didn't maybe like engage with it as much as maybe you had hoped or wanted or expected.
Yes.
So I kind of thought like, oh, like maybe Adrian doesn't necessarily think that I'm into it or like it. I don't know. Like I always wanted to support obviously, right? You're my boy. You're making music. Heating Up still goes hard. Okay, that's going to be part of the podcast.
The outro song. Maybe. We might have to make that the outro song.
But like, I just wanted to make sure you felt supported. I wasn't going to like every song or share every song, and maybe, I don't know. Is that what you expected from a friend?
Look, I think that, like everyone, when you're younger, you see things a certain way, and when you're older, like you start, hopefully, ideally, to become more self-aware and not care so much about those things and like the validation, you know, and the attention or whatever. I think at its core, when you make something, maybe back then there was a lot of times where I made stuff hoping to get things seen, but that was back then. Now, and I think this is the more appropriate approach and way to think about it, is like you should just make things that you enjoy and you put it out there. And like some people will enjoy it, some people won't. Yeah. And that's okay. That's okay. That's true across the board. That's true for art, music, posts, you know, TV shows, movies, like everything, posts, like, you know, tweets, this podcast. So I think it's silly to get upset at people, because it's like you just keep going, and like eventually, hopefully, something will hit or be more relevant. And it's like you also, it's okay for you to have the realization that certain things aren't speaking to people.
Yeah,
you know? Yeah. And I think that's more valuable than someone like just liking something that you did just because they feel like, you know, not afraid, but you know, like it's like, oh, are they going to get upset if I don't engage with this? So I think that piece is silly.
Do you think as we get older that people will get less, I guess maybe less connected or upset with their social medias, like not being engaged with? Like I have noticed, like I don't post that much anymore, but when I do, like not many people, or not as many people as, you know, before, see it or like it or comment. I'm just like, oh, well, I guess okay, like it is what it is.
I feel the same way. I mean, again, I think like my experience is very specific to me, doing music, and obviously like so much time went into that, and for a large period of time it was like, okay, I'm making this thing for people to see it. Now that I'm not making music, I just post like, you know, whatever I feel, whenever I feel. So I'm more in that space, and like it's okay. Like I post it for, if people come across it, cool. Like you know what's going on.
Yeah, I've tried to, as I've gotten into early 30s, like try not to get upset in general at small things, and whether it be with Tori, my wife, or at school with my students. Like I think you know me as a very patient guy, and I think I'm starting to like even get more patient, like just with people, except when I'm driving. We'll go into that a little bit later. Like when I'm driving, I turn into a different person. I get that from my mom. So shout out Frances Warren and her road rage. But yeah, like I try not to get upset. If I do, like it's very rare, and I'll, you know, hopefully express it, but I can't get upset social media, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's silly.
Can I tell you what has actually, well, now it's kind of funny. It's ironic. Like what's been making me mad lately?
Is this a hot take?
This is a hot take, yeah.
All right, let's do it.
All right, so
let's hear Jeff's hot take.
So you haven't seen this. You don't have a dog right now.
No.
Right now. And I'm a first time like dog owner with Tori. His name is Houston. He's like a 5-year-old cattle dog. He's the man. He's an asshole. He will bite the crap out of you. Yeah. Anybody that comes over, I think he's bitten Adrian. Bit like where did he bite you?
On my hand.
Like,
but to be fair, it was my fault. So
yeah, because you were scaring him. You were like, ah!
Context of the story: we were at Jeff's house playing video games, and I got overly excited and I jumped up. He was trying to defend Jeff.
No, that's not even the time. That's when this time you were really drunk.
There another time?
You were really drunk and you were just making faces at him.
No, that was Lawrence, dude. That was Lawrence.
Okay, you're getting mixed up. It was for sure you. He bit Lawrence too.
Anyway,
he bit Lawrence and made Lawrence bleed, I think on his butt cheek or on his thigh. I can't remember. Man. And I felt really bad about that. Sorry, Lawrence.
Yeah.
But anyway, Houston is a good dude, good boy, but he does like do, you know, not great things like all dogs, whatever. But I've been seeing on, you know, my Instagram feed these posts, these ads that are aimed at dog owners, like trying to guilt trip them into like thinking that they are bad dog owners. And it's like either the food, it's either like you're not giving your dog the right food and you need to get them this like prepackaged stuff that goes in the fridge that's going to go bad in 3 days that costs an arm and a leg, $300 probably minimum a month. Or it's like even these ones where it's like, oh, is your dog like wagging his tail and looking at you and looking really happy and smiling? That means he's unhappy. That means that means he is an emotional wreck and you need to figure your shit out. And I actually watched one of these videos the other day, like waiting to see what they would get to as to how to change my behavior to be a better dog owner. And they never got to it. And they, at the end, it was like a nothing.
Damn, they sucked you in.
It was a fear mongering.
They sucked you and they got you.
They did.
They got him.
And I was like, dude, like they really got me. It's just stuff like that. Like, oh, your dog's like scratching his ears. That means he's got intestinal issues. I was like, what? No. So I don't know. That just it's been making me mad. I said I don't get mad, but that made me mad.
Yeah.
Do you have any anything like that?
Do I have any moments that have been like that?
Yeah, or just like where you get sucked in and you're like, or just like fear mongering, like you're doing shit wrong and you're not. I don't know.
I feel like there's so much of that on social media.
Is there stuff for parenting on that? Like, oh, like
yes.
Same thing, right?
Yeah, but to be honest, when it comes to parenting, like I don't pay any mind to that because, like, I mean, you've seen Cairo. Cairo's well behaved.
Yeah,
he's a great kid. So I mean, a lot of that has to do with his temperament as well. But I don't know. I mean, I think.
Or is it also like, I guess, sorry to cut you off, but like guilting you for like not working out or something like that, or just guilting people for not being good at everything. I don't know. Just makes me.
There's definitely like when it comes to parenting, there's definitely like guilting people for not giving your kids like, you know, chips or whatever, which I don't give Cairo chips anyway, like stuff like that. You know, he'll have them on occasion, but just generally speaking, that's not like
not a common snack. Yeah.
No. But I don't know. I just try not to pay attention to any of that stuff.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get sucked in.
When I was younger, I probably would have.
Yeah.
So, but now, I don't know. I think I've become a lot better at just like, fuck it.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's my one hot take. Like all you dog owners out there, you're doing fine. Your dog is happy and loved by you. So don't get the expensive food if you don't need to.
Yeah.
Okay, here's my next one. And I kind of spoiled this to you earlier, but I have bad anger when I drive, and my parents always told me like you cannot flip people off while you're driving because what if they have a gun? Yeah. What if they like have road rage too and they hit you in the fight? Something happens, you know, anything can happen. So what I've adopted is I no longer flip people off. And if someone cuts me off or does something that I do not appreciate, I will speed up to get next to them. I will roll my window down very politely. I'll look at them and I'll just give them a nice thumbs down. And actually, maybe it's not nice. Maybe it's kind of aggressive. And I swear, and they will look at me and they don't know how to respond. Because are they going to give me a thumbs down?
They could.
I actually speed up so they can't see it. The other day, me and Tori are going to something at the Honda Center, just something on ice. I can't remember what it was. Oh, it was the hockey match. It was the Ontario Reign. And I was driving her CRV. And I used to drive a Kia Soul, so whenever I was driving her CRV, she always said it's a privilege, and I had to treat it with respect. So some guy cut me off on the freeway in her CRV, and I went and gave him a thumbs down, just one. And she got so embarrassed. She always calls me the honker whenever I'm driving, but I didn't honk. I just thumbs down, and the guy was not very appreciative. I sped up. And
so you saw his reaction?
Yeah, of course I did.
What was it?
It was like a more so... Did this guy just give me a thumbs down on the highway? And he didn't react, but he knew what he did. Like I can't just let it go, dude. Like these people need to know that they can't just get away with it. And I don't want to make them feel bad. I don't want to cause an argument or road rage. I don't want to flip them off. I'm not trying to give them an FU.
The thing is, I can imagine your facial expression during the thumbs down.
Yeah.
And it's so fucking funny right now.
Yeah. It's serious.
So funny. Okay, let's move on to the last piece of our segments.
Mm-hmm.
You want to start off for a lack of a proper title? We're going to call it Midlife Moments
for now. Okay, I'm starting off.
Yes, and for context, this is a segment where we're going to talk about things that make you or have made you realize that you're getting old.
We won't do it every week, but first episode, thought it would be a nice starting off point.
Yeah.
So this is my story about the doctor last week. Okay. I made an appointment through KP, like app, Kaiser app. Yep. Pretty easy. I was like, I'm going to go to the doctor. I've been having these chest pains or like kind of like upper stomach intestinal pains lately. Super always
like right here.
Yeah. Kind of like right underneath like the chest, like upper abs. Do you ever like get that?
I literally had that today.
Okay. Is it like constant or is it just every once in a while?
No, it lasted like, I don't know, maybe like 15 minutes and then it went away.
Okay. Was it after you ate?
No, it was in the morning.
Like as you're getting up?
Yeah, just woke up.
Did it feel tight when you like stretched or anything?
Nope.
Okay. Well, whenever like I've been like in the morning getting up or especially after I eat or drink anything, like I just like get really tight in there. It's like really painful. And I tried using Tums. It wasn't working. Whatever. I'm going to go to the doctor. So I go and, get checked out, BP, weight, everything. I'm good. I'm looking normal. Okay. I meet this really nice doctor I've never seen. Super nice guy comes in, shakes my hand. I'm in a robe and I don't know how to ever tie those. So I'm in my undies because he's going to like check.
Back just wide open.
Yeah, no, seriously, I struggle with those robes. And luckily I had at least some undies on. I'm looking, like an idiot, like always, whatever. Anyway, he comes in, he sits down and he's like, starts asking me the usual questions. And it's, just like nice conversation starters at first, but then it gets into like, what's your diet like? And I'm like, I eat okay, not great. Like I'll eat anything, but I try and eat too much. He asked me like, do you have like an adventurous diet? Like, have you eaten international foods recently? And I said like, probably, but not a lot. And he says, I'm going to test you for this like new bug that's going around. And to do that, you're going to take a stool sample. Okay. Or I'm going to need a stool sample. So I said like, okay, that's fine. I'll do it. And then he asked like, do you drink? And I'm like, yeah, like I drink. And he's like, are we talking like 1 to 2 a week, like 3 to 4 a week? And I'm like, fuck.
It's you and you on the real answer.
And I know a lot of people are like me on this. I'm like, yeah, like, on the weekends, I'll have a few. And he's like, a few? So like 1 to 2 Friday, Saturday night. I'm like, like 5, 6, 7. Like, Friday, Saturdays. And he's like, oh, he writes it down. And I'm like, God, like if he only knew, like it's, probably a little bit more than that too.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then he asked me like, do you exercise? I'm like, no, as much as I used to, but I try to, play ball, rock climb, whatever. Then he asked like, do you smoke? And I'm like, no, I don't. I can confidently say I don't smoke. Yeah. Anyway, like we get it all figured out and I go downstairs and I'm like lost because I have this stool sample bag with me and I have to go over to like
just walking with it.
Well, so I got it and I didn't know where to go with it. I go up to the testing like lab place and I asked this lady, I was like, do you need this now? Like, do I have to poop here? I didn't say it like that. And she's like, can you poop on command is what she told me. And I was like, no, can you? She's like, no. She's like, you take it home and you poop and you bring it back. And I was like, oh, okay. So I haven't done it yet because I'm scared. And like,
of what? Like finding out that something's wrong?
What if I have that bug in me?
I see.
But also like, I'm scared also. Like you can only bring it back during business hours and I work during business hours. So I asked Tori, I was like, do you want me to poop? And then
you take my poop for me?
No. No. The lady at the hospital said you can't put it in the freezer and then bring it.
This story is crazy.
But you can't just like leave it out, obviously. So I asked Tori, I was like, if I poop and then put it in the freezer, would you be okay? And she said like, no. No, don't put your stool next to my ice cream.
I agree with Tori.
So, but now what do I do? Like I have to find a time during the week to poop, collect it, and then take it to Kaiser. Yeah. Like I don't have that time right now. So I may have a bug in me.
You gotta make that time, brother.
That's my chest pain story.
You gotta make that time.
Yeah. I don't know. Thanks for letting me ramble. But it was funny, but it was also like sad. I was like, damn, I'm 30 and I'm checking for bugs in my system.
To your point, this never happened in our 20s, so yeah.
No, the doctor did say that the guy, he was like, you're probably just drinking too much. And I was like, you're probably right.
Yeah.
So I have cut back this past week and I've only had a few and I still feel it. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, well, I mean, just keep it on it.
Yeah.
I don't know that my story is like as funny as yours. It's not funny at all, actually, but just something that I've been running into more, or not running into, I should say, is getting ID'd.
Okay.
It's the first time, like this year and kind of last year too. It's the first time that I just like, I'm like waiting. I'm starting to wait for them to ask me, and they don't ask me, and I'm like low key a little sad on the inside.
You don't just pull it out just to have it and just to show?
No,
you wait.
It's less about wanting them to see the ID. It's more just like if they have the thought to do it, it tells me that I look young.
So you want them to always ask, like, hey, like, can I see your ID? You look still like kind of 25.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. Why?
Do you get?
No, I especially with the beard, I don't really get.
I don't really care, to be honest. It's more just like a tell on like, oh, this has changed, But whatever. I'm okay with getting older,
I think if you shaved, then they'd probably ask
would.
more.
Yeah,
I think when I have this kind of scraggly beard, they don't really ask much. But when I'm clean shaven, they will more often.
This is true. Although when I first grew this out, I feel like my face looked a little bit younger, and I was still getting carded. So
I think you should grow it out more. I've never seen you with
maybe.
like a big beard.
It's a little patchy. Yours fills in like perfectly. Mine not so much. So this is the cleanest version.
Are you? So I guess I'll kind of go off that. Are you starting to go gray in your beard or in your head at all?
Oh, good question. Actually, like 2 weeks ago, I spotted my first gray.
On the beard or the head?
The head.
Did you plug it?
No, I didn't, because I hear that if you do, they say that you start getting more faster.
No, I don't know. I have no idea.
Well, that's what might be.
So you're just gonna leave it? Did you dye it?
No,
not yet. Okay.
I'm pretty sure you could see it. Like, I'm not gonna take my hat off right now because the headphones.
Yeah.
But yeah, you could probably see it.
Okay.
It's just one though, so it's like you kind of.
Did it freak you out?
Nah.
Oh.
Dude, I don't know. Like, I'm okay with the idea of getting older. Like, it's gonna happen whether you want it to or not. Like, you might as well just accept it.
I think it still freaks you out a little bit though.
Not really. I mean, like, I don't feel old, but like, I know that we're in our 30s now. Like, it's like, I don't know.
Fair.
Do you have any more?
For midlife moments?
Yeah.
Okay, so today in the morning I was playing basketball at Indulka Park down the road. And I try and go every Sunday. And I try and like get better. I try and just like at least not get hurt. Just to play, stay in shape a little bit. I was a lot better a couple years ago. And I kind of fell off the wagon a little bit. So now when I play, like I noticeably like get gassed quickly and just don't play very well. So I played a couple games, sat out, and then I'm going to go ahead and just like name her. Her name's Marie. She's awesome. She has been like one of the OGs there forever. And she comes up to me and she's like, you don't play hard anymore. Like, you've been playing bad. And I was like, what the hell? Like, yeah. I know, it kind of hit me. Like,
yeah.
She was like, how old are
fire.
you? And I was like, oh, like I'm 30. And she's like, you're not playing like you should be playing. And she's like, you used to play way harder, way better. You're too good to be playing like that. And I was like, damn. Like, to get called out like that, it really kind of lit a fire under me.
How old is she?
She's got to be in her 60s.
Oh, and she just like watches?
She plays half court. She'll play fours.
Really?
She'll play threes.
Really? That's impressive.
With the guys, with everybody. She's not too quick on her feet. She can shoot the ball. She can pass. She can play some defense. But she plays every weekend.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah, so I kind of told her, I was like, hey, like sometimes when my body's not feeling great, like I won't play super hard. And she was like, nah, man, like you're 30, like you got to play better than that. So I played way better and way harder the next full court game. And then like as my legs were getting gassed, Adrian, I had the worst 3-pointer of my life from the top of the key. Like we're down, I think we're tied at 11-11. We're going to 13. So this would have ended the game. let's just imagine like, you know, I'm shooting from here to the painting right there, whatever.
Okay. Which, I mean, people can't see it, but it's, what would you say? This is like 12 to 15 feet?
Let's just say like that, a 3-point that way. Okay. And I feel good. I'm coming into it and I miss by probably like 10 feet to the right. It just comes off weird off of my, I know.
What?
And it doesn't hit anything. It actually goes to one of my teammates who sees it immediately. It's going to be like 10 feet short, maybe 6 feet short. And I'm like embarrassed. I start running back on defense just to get back. But everyone's like, what the hell did he just do? I look for Marie and I'm like, sorry, Marie. But it was bad. It was bad. And then I missed the winning layup as well. Like the next drive down, my teammate dished it. Perfect little dish for a left-handed layup. And I went up with my right like a dummy and just bricked it off the backboard. And then my guy I was guarding hit a 3 to end the game. And I was just like, damn it. I let Marie down.
Adding insult.
Yeah, it was like a bad way to end. I was kind of upset with myself. But besides that, I played decent the rest of the time. But it was bad.
Was that the last game?
That was the last game. So my guy ended the games with a 2 on me, and then we went home. I was just pissed, and then it just like resonates and like just stays with you the whole rest of the day.
Yeah.
So yeah, I felt like kind of like a dumbass, like an idiot.
Yeah. Hey, at least you played though.
Yeah. Like I'll be back next Sunday. So. But I think I just need to shoot more. And I think when you come out, like you just got to come and just know that you're gonna be bad for a little bit.
Bro, I'm so scared of just doing a quick movement and I don't know, something happening with my knee or like my back or yeah. And then it's not so much, I mean, it's like, okay, like obviously injuries will happen, but I think it's more just having a son too. It's like, cause the injury will be there and the responsibility of doesn't go away. You know?
Yeah.
And it's like, dad, pick me up. And my back's out. It's not
Do you
fun.
think that you could like get to a point where you're comfortable going out there and like not really worrying about that too much?
I think so. Honestly, I've been feeling a lot better, like physically. I mean, like you mentioned it earlier, like I've been running a lot more. I've just been running consistently. I don't actually run a lot. I run every Monday and Friday. I do 3 miles running. I walk the first mile. I run 3 miles and then I walk an extra mile. So 5 miles total. And I've been feeling better in general, like lighter, more energetic overall. But I know that doing like a series of full court games would gas me so fast because I'm just not in shape. It's crazy to think back like when we were teenagers and we could just, I mean, dude, come on. Like that was my thing.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't very good, but no one would endure me.
Yeah.
Like my endurance was, I mean, people don't know, but when we were in basketball in high school, we would run on the track, and me and our other teammate Ray would lap everybody.
Ray Frey.
We would lap not just I think we were on freshmen at the time. We would lap not just everyone on the freshman team. We would lap JV and varsity. I could run, dude. I was like a gazelle in the desert.
Yeah, you were good.
But
and then once you got on the court,
trash.
No, I was gonna say good things. No, you played hard in practice.
I was a practice player.
Yeah. You were a practice dog.
Yeah.
And then like during the games, like you would get subbed out for like one tiny mistake and then never get back in.
Yeah, but I mean, well deserved because like the mistake would be kind of a stupid one. So
yeah.
Anyway,
do you miss playing like ball at all?
I do. I do. I think now it's more just like, again, it's just the injury thing. It's just thinking about Cairo and not being able to either pick him up or get down on the floor. It's so funny that that's a thing. This is definitely another midlife moment.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, what's the most embarrassing way you got hurt, either recently or just ever?
Okay, let's transition this into the segment that we skipped that we should have done earlier.
Okay.
So this segment is gonna be called "What Hurts This Week." So, which really isn't a this week thing for me. It's more of a 2 weeks ago. And I mean, like I said, I've been running every Monday and Friday. And yeah, just like regular Monday, just I usually get up in the morning. I go take her to daycare. I come back, and I try to run as early as I can. And there's a little route that I follow, and I always do the same thing. Like I said, I walk the first one, and then start running, light jog, like not even, no, I'm not exerting myself or anything.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, just doing my pace, kind of doing like the up and down motion when you're running. And I didn't do like a quick turn or anything or move my head, no jerking motion.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like this pull at the back of my neck where, kind of like where, like your trap, how it connects to your skull, like the upper right. It's like the very top piece of that. Yeah, it just hurt, and it hurt so bad that I had to stop running.
Yeah, and walk the rest.
Yeah, and just walk the rest, because the motion of just every step of jumping up and down off the concrete was just way too much.
Yeah.
And yeah, it made me so sad.
Yeah, because you can't run.
It made me so sad, dude.
And you couldn't like move your neck the rest of the day.
It was just crazy because it's like I wasn't exerting myself. It was a light jog, and I pulled the back muscle.
Yeah.
Unheard of.
And then how long did it take to get better?
It took probably like 4 to 5 days to feel pretty back to normal.
Mm-hmm.
It was hard to do things. Like the very same day, like just picking Kyra up or just doing regular stuff around the house was a lot tougher.
Yeah.
It hurt to turn, and like driving, like merging lanes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was like, I can't wait to get home, get off the road. But yeah, stuff like that's not fun.
So are you nervous for the mud run, like that we're going to hurt ourselves, or you're going to hurt yourself?
I don't yes.
Yeah. You know that they have that I think I told you that my principal did it with us, and he had to get like carted off by the med team because he was having a heat stroke.
Yeah.
This is like 2 years ago.
I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay. I'm trying to, be optimistic about it, but I just want us to be,
and then another
careful,
coworker
safe.
like broke his ankle the same day.
Dude, don't tell me that. Come on, man.
I'm just saying.
What are you doing? We're supposed
but he was going downhill and he took a wrong step, and he just said it like his ankle
Snapped.
it just snapped.
Oh,
yeah,
that's terrible.
So be careful on obviously the whole thing, but the downhills too.
Yeah.
We'll be fine.
Honestly, I don't really care too much about the speed at which we finish. I just want to, and honestly, like if there's an obstacle that just doesn't make sense to do for safety, fuck it, I'm skipping it.
Will you do the electricity shocks?
If it's like at the very end and it's like the final.
Yeah. So it is. It's
Maybe.
like the last thing is like a gauntlet of electricity wires that are hanging down. You run through it and you get shocked.
If you do it with me, I'll do it.
Okay.
Fuck it.
I think
Let's
I'll do
go.
it. And then they also have the army crawl one where you go and you get shocked as you like go through. That one sucks because they really shock you on that one.
Oh, really?
At least they had it a few years back. I don't know if they still have it.
Like what's the level of pain?
So when I did it, they had 2 levels of that one, and the upper tier, like hardcore level, was just wires everywhere, and you're getting zapped left and right as you're going army crawl. And I swear, I was going through, and halfway through, I got shocked so much that I blacked out for like a second or two, and like kind of woke up. And your knees, mind you, are like getting all scraped up as you're going through. So as I got out and finally finished, my knees are all bloody. I'm like glad to be through it, obviously, but I was messed up. And that was my first Tough Mudder ever. And now I skip those usually. But if you want to do it, well, I'll do it.
No, we're skipping that one.
Okay.
So you should have told me.
Yeah. This is why Isaiah always said, like, you pay, $110 to
just go
to
be in pain.
run and get shocked. And he's
Crazy.
like dummies.
No,
I'm excited.
it'll be fun. I'm down for most of it, if not all of it.
Yeah.
It'll be good. All right. So that was the first episode.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for listening / watching.
Yeah.
I hope it was okay.
What did you think of it?
I think it went well.
Okay.
I think it's hot in here. I think like I'm sweating my butt off.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I have the fan on me. That's why I actually forgot to turn it off.
Oh.
Should be all right.
But yeah, I think it was fun.
Yeah. I think we'll switch up the topics over time, and we'll continue to talk about other things, especially when there's more going on, like in culture and stuff like that.
Yeah,
or just even with us. Like,
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll just keep it fun, keep it light.
Yeah. I think that as we go, we'll get better.
Yeah.
We'll get less rambling maybe at certain points, maybe myself.
Yeah. And we'll get better at holding each other accountable to just keep it short and like, yo, dude, let's move on.
Yeah. But it's fun. We're trying something out, and we're rolling with it.
But yeah. So cool. Good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. We'll do the next one.
All right.
And keep it going from there.
Yes, sir.
All right.